Hello, my name is Beatriz White Cipriano, and I will present the Italian judicial system, unfortunately, its issues, based on the law and economics analysis about it. So I will start with the division of the court. The Italian court is divided in three levels and in three different matters: the civil, the criminal, and the administrative. As we can see in the criminal and civil, that are the ones with most cases and more common for people to access, you have more different kinds of courts in the two first stages, and then in the last one, you have only one for both cases. And especially the criminal one, you have three different decisions, and while in the civil, two. This creates more costs actually because Italy is divided in a lot of regions, like the Brazilian states, for example, and with a lot of cities. So you create more courts in places with courts already. So it's like a bigger number. So you need more money for it. And the Italians, they are people that litigate a lot, and for example, it is 350 lawyers per 10,000 people. So it's a huge number comparing with other European countries. But still, why do they prefer the litigating, usual normal system, the judicial way, than other methods like the mediation that it's um, more fast, for example? They prefer it because the court fees are very, very low. So this unfortunately creates a problem to the courts because they have lots of cases to judge and not the time that they necessarily require and judges. So the system is like overrated. It's like more cases than people and time to judge, creating an issue. Uh, And to analyze this, economic principles can be used, especially opportunity costs, incentives, and rational behavior. Because sometimes people they just prefer to invest lower amounts of money in the courts and spend way more time in the judiciary than investing a lot of money in other methods like mediation or arbitrage that are very, very quick but very, very, very expensive as well. So they have economic incentives in that way as well. So because of it, I would do a geometric research to show to lawyers, judges, and litigators that the judicial efficiency of a country is related to its economic growth. And my research question is, how do judicial inefficiencies impact economic growth? So first I have to design like my search. So we start this with variables. They can be dependent that are the foreign development invested levels. The business, especially the small and medium enterprises, that these are the main economic activities in Italy. So their growth levels and the productivity of the country, because with the productive is what we measure the well-being of the country. And independent ones that are the court fees, the court delays, and the allocation of the judicial resources, as we saw on the first one, that Italy you have the division of the court and in the region. So um, you have a lot of places to allocate the money. And the control ones, that's like regional income, number of courts, and population density. Next, we have the data collection. And with that, you have the judicial Oh, I'm here. I can't move me. But the judicial that court archives of case duration and matters you can use generally, or in the Ministry of Justice you can access the reports of court budgets, so like the recourse allocation, how they did, the digitalization level and amount of judges and court administrators. And nowadays, the digitalization levels they are used to see the efficiency of the country as well, because the more developed countries they have more digitalized documents, everything gets interconnected, which makes way easier the life for people who works on it, like the court administrators and the judges. And in the economic aspect, you can find data by accessing like the Eurostat, OECD, and to find statistics for the foreign development investments and the productivity of the country, the GPD. You can find in institutions like the World Bank, for example. And later, you can do a survey and an interview with judges, lawyers, and litigants to ask them questions like how the delays impact in their lives and work, and how does this delay affects in their decision and interest of investing and resolving the cases. So after you collect the data, you have to analyze the data. So now we have analyzing the data. And for that, we have two different kind of statistics. The descriptive ones, that's average case duration and productivity of region, for example, and the inferential ones, that are the variables that I presented two slides, no, four actually, not above, but before. And you used regression analysis. These kind of analysis, they help to show how can delays diminish in the future and how can the business development grow in the future too. And we have the enduring the causality that is very important. The causality is a challenge to be established and like being proved to other people. So I brought one example that we saw on class that is from natural examples, like Paul Ticelli and Alencar they did here in Brazil in 2016, where they compared different core delays and congestions problems from different cities and courts. And then later they related the efficiency with the business growth levels in the region that they have the good ones. So you can apply something like this or adapt it to the Italian reality to comprove the direct relation and impact from the efficient and good judicial on business development and growth. So for the conclusion, geometric researches is a way to confirm and show to the professionals and participants of the cases that the judicial efficiency impacts and it's directly related to economic growth and business development. So I thank you very much, and I'm open for questions in the commentaries or in the Blackboard. Have nice holidays.